So you titled this study "The Knots of Baptism."
Mhm.
So what kind of prompted that title specifically?
Well, I'm not the best title maker, so I just take like the main thought. And for me, when I have studies with people or conversations, especially with folks who are religious, but maybe they're not members of the Church of Christ, a lot of times when we talk about baptism, we're talking about two very different things. And so I've found just naturally in those conversations, if I can help people see what it's not, then it'll be easier to explain what it is instead of only focusing on what it is and all of their preconceptions just kind of scream against it. So I try to knock out two birds with one stone, so to speak.
I like that approach because you really have to have the same definition of something to have a productive conversation. You got to be at least on the same playing field, talking about the same thing.
Right. And so part of that in this study, you might see it from our notes, is that I actually don't start with baptism. And so in any topic where, there might be discord or disagreement, typically what I like to do is find something common. And I think, especially for anybody who, whatever place people may worship or whatever they might believe, finding common ground is really important. Acts chapter 17, for example, when Paul was interacting with people who were not even remotely believing in Jesus, they're pagan. One of the first things he says is, I perceive you're very religious. And I think by doing that, he kind of de escalates instead of escalating the tension. So I've got scriptures that I look at in this study, and for people listening or watching, they could write down these notes if they want to. But Isaiah chapter 64, Romans chapter 3, and James chapter 2 are really important for this big thought, and that is we're not trying to win an argument about getting dipped. We're trying to help people understand that they have a sin problem.